to go. every time. He does this every day, man.
Why are you embedding him? Just keep embedding,
I don't know,
bro.
bro. Man.
Go. One more to go.
Welcome, everybody, to the Onward VR Master League Season 12, Week 14. My name's NightFiree with 2 E's. If you're joining me this Friday night, you are here for some exciting high-tier Onward action. Dark Tidings versus Error 404. Two teams that are definitely up there in the overall rankings. I believe, if I have my statistics correct, Error 404 is 2nd, and Dark Tidings is 10th worldwide. And as we get to this back half of the season, I always like to talk 9th. I almost had it. I always like to talk about where these teams sit in the overall ranks and what that means. And, you know, you have to get into the top 7 to secure yourself a guaranteed spot in the postseason tournament, where you're then competing for the prize pool that is provided by our sponsors. We'll talk more about the sponsors later on, but you'll see them ticking across the screen over here as well. They help contribute to what is now a $7,000 in cash and hardware prize pool that these teams will be competing for. And if you're not in the top 7, you then have to go into the Challenger Cup, which is the weekend after the final week of regular season, which we are very close to. This is week 14. Week 15 is the final week of regular season. And after that, the Challenger Cup, and then from there, that determines, in a sort of a round-robin elimination style, a round-robin, I believe, tournament. Don't quote me on the format. Ultimately turns out one final contender that gets to be that 8th participant in the postseason tournament. And so then we get to see the top 8 teams duke it out in what is going to be a very exciting Season 12 finale. So I'm looking forward to all of the Onward ahead of us, and in particular this matchup, Dark Tidings versus Error 404. A big opportunity for Dark Tidings. A very important moment for this team to try and secure themselves a W. If Dark Tidings win, they're likely to get a sizable amount of MMR. That may, in fact, push them at least to 8th, I think. I think the W will push them over Peacekeeper's MMR. I don't know if it will go over Animal House. But it also depends on how much they win by, you know, the rounds won, all of that. We all factor that in at the end of the day. But there's, regardless, with this being not, you know, the second to last week, there is very few games left to be played, and so every game really matters. And for Dark Tidings, yeah, this is an important one. We're still waiting on Error 404 to populate the lobby. But in the meantime, we can dig into the bans for the day. Coming in from Dark Tidings, we have a ban of Suburbia. And coming in from Error 404, we have a ban of Abandon. We'll have to dig into the meat of the stats there on why those maps were banned, but what it leaves us with is a little bit of a mixed bag of close quarters and some long-range maps, like obviously Downfall, in the mix here for this series. Additionally, Snow Peak is an option, and it's where Dark Tidings will take us for map number 1. If anything, there's maybe an indicator from the Dark Tidings team that they are trending toward trying to go towards that range element. And Abandon getting crossed out there by Error 404, to me, an indicator that they are trying to go to the short range. So we'll have to see what their map pick is on map number 2. Dark Tidings being home, get that first map pick and ban. And so we still have, obviously, this map ahead of us. Snow Peak will be an exciting start to this battle between these two teams, which should start in, at most, 3 minutes from now. Still waiting on one more for Error 404. The worst case, they'll start this series potentially 4v5. That's if they don't get this 5th in before 15 minutes after the scheduled start time. That is the rulings in the book. then you have to start the match. If you don't, you incur round penalties, and you can start 4v5. After that, Error 404 can call a timeout by another 10 or 15 minutes, and then we can start. But that's all something that they don't want to have happen, and thankfully will not have happen, as we have now all 5 alive on each side, ready to duke it out. Over on Dark Tidings, Care Bear, Level-Lot, Shoot This, Kalanon, Funshine, and William Duntz. And over on Error 404, we have John, CZ1, IC19, No Luke, Cobra 11, and Badger Zombie. The usual suspects for both sides. And I anticipate, well, I'm not really sure what. I imagine Dark Tidings are going to come at this with a little bit extra. And so I'm curious to see if we do see some well-orchestrated, well-thought-out plays, try and sync up on their timing, hit this first objective from several angles, or, maybe they're going to be patient, slow, methodical, really try and figure out what Error 404 are going to do on defense for this first round of Snow Peak. We are going to go inside into the tunnels for the first OBJ. One of the few close quarters spawns on this map, and Snow Peak, while it does have range, is not a guaranteed long-range map. It has 2 or 3 pretty fast objectives, and this is certainly one of them. And so maybe Error 404 getting lucky. I said we'd dig into the stats. I'd like to see what Error 404's win rate is on Snow Peak. Is their least played map, and they've lost it once, and they've played it once. So Dark Tidings certainly seeming to pick into a weak point here from Error 404. The ban of Suburbia. A ban of Strength against... Well, that's interesting. How would Dark Tidings ban Suburbia? They're 5-5 this season on it. No, Error 404 is, sorry, I'm looking at Error 404. Yeah, so it's a ban against Error 404. Makes sense. I bought enough time, though, and you've been patient enough for round number 1 to begin. Dark Tidings and Error 404. Round number 1 kicking off here. Fast spawn for Dark Tidings. They're going to be right on top of this defense, and already shots come in. Icy turns and team kills and then dies in a trade. In the chaos, they don't know what is happening, and they see one behind them. Great snap reaction, but it's ultimately costly. Shoot This now alone, guarding this long angle. And it is a 4v3 right now. Badger radioing in that no one's here. Interesting audio bait to try and draw out Shoot This to go for this confirm. But Badger is actually pretty deep. Shoot This has to fully peek out down this hallway, and they don't want to do that. So the res comes in. John remains in their tucked-in corner position waiting. And we're into a 4v4. The rest of the offense, well, taking their time. You can barely see him on the overhead there, but the blue triangles are working their way up through the center of the map, rotating deep over into that north side. Gonna be a bit of time before we see the ultimate push come in here from this Dark Tidings team, but they're setting up. And fortunate enough, Shoot This is being patient. Do that as they cross and look for any angles, but to not push out this doorway, they're waiting. And how did Shoot This get over here? Hold on a second. Wasn't he on the other side? There must have been a flash. I don't know what happened. Shoot, this maybe rotated around to the other side, but they somehow are now on the other side of that street. John seems to be aware that they're on this side, so I think maybe a flash and a cross? I have no idea. On the other end of things, though, action is unfolding. The north side, the push is coming in. There's the kill from John. We gotta swing over to the north, as that's where the rest of the action is going on. Nolu's down. Cobra is here on the corner holding the tight angle. 3v3. But where is the third? For Dark Tidings is the question. Flash comes in. Williams fine. Nolu does get res. Cobra can't get back. That's one. C4 detonated as Nolu gets res. Kalanon should be able to res Funshine. A bit of overconfidence could cost them here as Bear gets rezzed. Funshine gets rezzed behind William Dunstan. Through the smoke, William pushes forward. Nolu's there on the box, ready to find that kill. Shuts down the advance through the smoke. They try to peek out, and oh no, a team kill comes in. Now Funshine looking for a bit of the action, looking for a taste. Not gonna find it. Kale continues to advance forward. 2 minutes left on the clock. 2v2 scenario. This is an indicator of this series. We are in for a treat, folks. Great little angle here from Kale. Risky angle from Funshine, and what a big cross out to get to this box. Badger goes down.
Nice.
John on the hunt, and down goes Funshine. John manages to find that kill. Maybe it will put a bit of overconfidence in their step. If they try and push up for the res, it could be bad news, and there they go. Making sure the cap wasn't coming in, though. A smart choice, although I think they overpushed. I don't know if they flashed themselves. Who knows? Either way, Kalanon finds the kill. And with 1:28 left on the clock, Dark Tidings take their Marsoc round against Error 404 and go up 1-0. An incredibly unfortunate team kill gets put out there, and, well, fortunate or unfortunate, depends who you're rooting for, as Dark Tidings certainly will take any help that they can get on rounds like that. And I mean, like I said, if that's an indicator for the series, this is going to be fantastic gameplay here this afternoon, this evening, this night. Can't wait to see what Error 404 throw out on the attack, how the rest of this round shakes up. Even this next round on this objective should be exciting. But again, a great start to this series, and in particular, a nice assault from Dark Tidings. A good indicator, in kind of a weird way, is if you're watching the stream and I'm not able to catch the action of a push because it's happening at the same time. And so that happened that round, where we stayed on one side while there was, I think, an M203 found a kill on the other. And that means that, you know, it's kind of a weird way of looking at it, but that means that the team was synced on their attack, that they hit the objective at the same time across different positions. And, well, it's an indicator of a well-orchestrated push. And so I obviously do my best to catch all of the action, and we will get all of it right here, as it is going to be a fast spawn for the likes of Error 404, and they're going to be pushing up, looking aggressive early, as William Dutz Cobra finds two right away. They're going to continue the pressure. A third goes down. Oh no, Dark Tidings getting obliterated on their defensive rotation. Error 404 not happy about losing. If anything, they're going to go for the cap opportunity, as they have a huge command of the space right now. Lovelock goes down. What the heck? Cobra aces the team. What? No, John found one. Error 404 blitz through and completely overwhelmed Dark Tidings, just trying to set up on defense. They weren't even able to get into position before that team was on top of them looking for the kills. What a aggressive play from Error 404. Wow, it's... you know, Dark Tidings, they got to utilize the opportunities they have on a map like Abandoned. Sure, they got, I would say, unlucky with a close quarters map objective to start things off, but they got their Marsoc W. That's big because Error 404 played that close quarters round crazy. I think that Error 404 are definitely going to be pushing this kind of aggression going into their second map pick. It could be even a map like Cargo, where we really do get down into the nitty-gritty close quarters action. Subway, actually, excuse me, is where we are headed, unless I'm... Let me double check, maybe confirm. Yes, they banned Suburbia, Burbs. Sometimes I get the abbreviation sub, and then I just think it's Suburbia, but it also could be Subway. Inside baseball for you, but interesting. Subway is still there. Their top map played this season. I would have to imagine that's where we're headed. That or Quarantine, which they have a better win rate on. Downfall even on the table. So Error 404 actually looking pretty good on the long range maps this season. If anything, their close quarters gameplay hasn't been good. Cargo's 2-1. Arctic 2-1. Interesting stuff. Stats don't always give you a clear picture of a team, and I know Error 404 are diverse in their gameplay. You know, they're capable of playing, well, all the maps. That's what takes a team to be in the top 10, really. You have to be good on everything. Long range, close quarters, quick, slow. It's the beauty of the evolving nature of this game that we play, as it really has become a, I wouldn't say requirement, but certainly something that helps put a team at the top, is to have all of these tools in your tool belt. And Error 404 certainly do. And so we now shift the pacing as we go to a bit more of an outdoors map, a map that really does require a little bit more patience. And even then, Error 404 have set up for a pretty far forward defensive position. Getting identified by a drone out there, and a few shots from Will coming in from range. Try to utilize that 12 times scope to dial in onto Nolu down there, and can't quite connect as Nolu manages to cross. A very risky bit of peeking there to be looking for William Dunce. Oh, and there may be... No, there's full coverage with those Hescos. I thought maybe there was a gap there, but not going to see anything unless Nolu really peeks out. Badger heard those shots, and they seem to be shifting a little bit. They may try and peek the corner. Otherwise, we have to take a look at this offense, as it's like they're going to play this one patiently. Nobody advancing past that middle point line just yet, down into the south half of the map. And it's an interesting spread coming in from Error 404, heavily favoring southeast.
There's two of them there now.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm just worried about
They are very weak to a south assault, is the end of the explanation there. Badger has to do a long shift, so does Cobra. So does Icy. Cobra can find an angle relatively quickly because they have the advantage of the high ground, but still.
There's two
I don't know.
Hescos that Kale called out. There's two there.
I certainly don't know. We'll have to see how the assault comes in, and so far, information being radioed into the Dark Tidings offense that isn't 100% accurate. Two being identified on top of Nolu's position, when that isn't necessarily true, as Nolu's just one player, and Badger still pushed up far onto this corner, likely unknown. And so it is going to take a methodical push and clear from Dark Tidings to really make sure they don't get picked up by anybody that's tucked in like that. Curious to see if they even do end up assaulting from that side. As you look at the overhead, it seems like they're kind of dropping back, going for a bit of a different rotation. Maybe they'll find Badger here, and yes, they do. William ducks down just in time. Badger identifies the cross, tries to flash out and look for more, but can't. William's able to duck down and heal just in time. Badger able to dip out and is actually getting a bit of aggressive here, trying to push up and apply pressure off of those flashes. Care Bear Funshine's deep in the pocket, though, and is waiting for anybody to pop up. Not exactly safe for Badger to be going on the hunt here.
We're gonna have to move in a second.
The timing
I'm watching the rock.
it's very clear here that Dark Tidings have timing planned.
Yep, let's go.
As both Funshine and Dunce mentioning that they're going to have to push in soon. Soon for what? You know, 2 minutes is plenty of time, but I imagine that they want to try and sync up with the rest of their squad, who's likely going to be pushing in maybe around the minute-and-a-half mark. So Funshine is on a bit of a rotation, as is William Dunce. They're going to try and swing in, I wonder if it maybe pinch onto Badger Zombie or completely avoid. We'll have to see where William Dunce ends up taking this rotation. By the way, the south push is coming through, so they are going to hit Error 404 from their weak side. Badger's about to have their back exposed, and a great rotation from William finds the kill. First pickup for Dark Tidings, but it starts things off for the rest of this team to push in. Cobra and John are here, so they have rebuffed the south, and it pays off as Cobra connects to Funshine over the top of the sandbags. John advanced up, utilizing the defilade to stay into cover. A great position here. If they're ready to deny shoot this from that side, it doesn't seem like they are. Shoot this is there, misses the shots over the top. There they connect. Down goes Cobra, and suddenly South is weak. No under fire. Sprints away, ducks behind the tree. Smokes come in. The cap opportunity is available, but what a great flash. What a great flash from Nolu to blind out what could be in a potential assault, and Icy now is alone on the objective, getting hit from all angles. Has to defend this from all sides. Smokes are out. Has to be concerned about a cap, and as they drop to the objective, Dark Tidings put together a stellar Marsoc round. Take a drink of water after that one. The underdogs in the series maintain their lead, continuing to trade rounds back and forth. Shout out to everyone that is tuning in to chat as well. I was just taking a look at folks that have dropped by. We just did get a Twitch Prime sub from Paradox VR 69. Thank you so much for that sub. We appreciate your support. Goes back to all the casting team, and so big shout out to you. Also, feel free to follow the channel if you are new. I see a few new faces coming in and following the channel. I do appreciate you fine folk dropping by. We do this regularly around here on this channel. We have 2 more games this weekend, Saturday at 6 p.m. PST, Sunday at 12 p.m. PST, right here. Sometimes on the weekends, we also broadcast games onto an application called Horizon Venues, which you can download on your Quest or Quest 2, and you can watch these games on a movie theater screen in VR with other people. We're not doing that this weekend. Instead, that will be occupied with Echo Arena's Challenger Cup Series. And so if you do want to catch some good quality Echo Arena, I would encourage you to check out twitch.tv/VR Master League or head on over to Horizon Venues to catch that gameplay this weekend. But if you want to catch Onward, you can do it right here as well. And we're about to do it for our next round as we get into round number 4. Map number 1. Different spawn for Error 404. Not going to be able to get aggressive.
Let's use our time, boys. Let's not get too peaky too quick. Gather intel, establish a plan, and then push in.
Interesting insight into the game plan of Error 404 as they find themselves down 2-1 in a match that they do not want to lose either. Just like that, you can fall out of the top 7 if you're not careful. 2 losses could certainly impact Error 404's position. I don't know if it would push them out of the top 7, but it is tight in ranking all the way through, I think, the top 10. Just like the Discord and everybody else, you can always theory craft for days on what could be the outcome, but the real meat of it is you win your games, you go up in rank, you lose, you go down. And obviously, Error 404 don't want to suffer 2 losses right when it matters most in the season. So, I anticipate, again, a good, solid battle here today and next week from all these teams playing for that top 7 spot. It's going to be exciting stuff. It's why we're kind of eyes on the top teams. I know some of the newer squads may be disappointed that they're not getting as much cast as they did at the start of the season, but I do my best to share the love across the space when I can. And important to focus on, well, what has been a great game so far and an important matchup in the grand scheme of things.
Вижу один за этим ящик разом слева за ящиком.
Cobra Badger working their way forward here. Almost have an angle onto Levelot, but not quite. Levelot finds themselves a kill. Badger able to at least pick up 1 in return as Will goes down. A similar position taken up and shut down by Badger there. Will trying to get aggressive on their defensive setup. But Levelot's still there and defending and ultimately preventing Nolu and the team from pushing in. Nolu finds the kill. It opens up the entire entryway they can push in right up to the objective with the 4v3. And this Marsoc round is looking nice so far. The real test is going to be how does Kaelanon's position pay off. As Icy works past them, down goes 1. John ready for 1 on the tight corner, but they're not ready for the push. And Kaelanon shuts down the duo in the south. They have to crash back to objective, though, as Care Bear, Funshine's alone, and Smokes are coming in. 3 minutes left, and Nolu and Badger start to work the advantage that they have created for themselves on the other side over in the north. I don't know if those were shots at Badger. Those are shots at Nolu. They try and peek out. Funshine catches 1. Now Badger's alone in a 1v2. 1v1. Snags Kaelanon up top, and they have an idea of Funshine's position inside.
I'm flashed.
Funshine flashes out, and as they peek the window, Badger finds the kill. I don't know if they heard the bait on being flashed, but either way, a successful Marsoc assault, albeit down to the wire, takes this all tied up to a piece. Oops, scoreline. There it is. Go ahead and get some wagers going. Predictions, as we call them. Oops. Predictions are a fun little way of showing your support and seeing if you're accurate on who you think is going to come out on top. They started technically last round, so apologies. I can't travel in time. But curious to see what everybody's predictions will be. Who they think is going to come out on top, especially with Dark Tidings putting up a great competitive battle against Error 404. I want to look now at the connoisseur votes. For those not in the know, if you have a VRML account, you can vote on who you think is going to win games on the website, and that's all tracked. And you have a connoisseur metric that we look at. And it's kind of split. It's not a full blowout. 11-31 in favor of Error 404 here. So certainly plenty of people. Third of the votes going towards Dark, or fourth, going towards Dark Tidings.
Great.
Yeah, go.
We're making a game out of
Okay,
it.
here you go. Here you go. Thank you.
Travis, come on.
There's a mag on the ground.
We're gonna go back
There's a mag.
into the
I
action
got it.
for round number 5 of map 1. Objective changes location. Dark Tidings get technically a bit of a fast spawn as they kick it off in the south and don't necessarily utilize it. There is some early posturing. Shoot this, looking for angles. Almost catches one. Can't quite find the shots.
Love your spot by a big.
Nolu gonna back off as well. And there's a little bit of fire. It might look like it's in the sky, but it's at the drone. And so John's position now given away from that gunfire and likely the drone assessing it. Rest of Dark Tidings are just set up on Overwatch, trying to catch out any rotating defense from Error 404. You have William Dunce sniping up from the watchtower, and the rest of this team just taking shots from defilades, small sand berms, trying to find any bit of action they can,
Along the west wall.
and eventually working out through the south. It's not going to be until we get to this first sort of berm in this APC that we really do start to see the action. I see in between hills and the rest of this defense set up to assault anybody that tries to push into that two-story watchtower. So this whole south approach riddled with defense from Error 404, and again, Dark Tidings aren't necessarily stacking this south approach. As you look at the overhead, there's 3 still rotating, likely over to Lakeside all the way to the northwest. So all about timing and positioning and pace. So we'll have to see how Funshine and Shoot This sync up with the rest of the team. They work over to that Lakeside. Silencer there on that sniper, not exactly keeping it quiet. You can hear it across the map. Trying to catch out the defender on that 2-story. And the suppressive shots are actually forcing John to stay tucked in. And it opens up the lake to be advanced forward through. So Kalanon could technically push this side, but would have to be careful about where they push it. They can really, interestingly enough, right up the middle is going to be the best spot. And oh my gosh, Kale almost catches the peeker there on that hill. Back over to the other side, and action being split. Again, an indicator of a well-orchestrated push in my mind, when the defense has to draw their attention to multiple angles. I see certainly focused over on this side from all of the shots, and they're not going to see anything. There's a big dip, a big hill there that denies vision onto Levelot. The only line of sight really is John's if they look up the middle, but they can't because suppressive fire over the top. So Levelot is actually sneaking through this defense. The question is, how far do they get? As Nolu is postured and waiting for Levelot to potentially push up that hill. John is trying to check out into the lake, and they may have just spotted Levelot with that small peak. It's important for Levelot to deny the vision there, and they actually can by staying here. Nolu, though, is, again, right on the corner. And they are ready and waiting. Not before Badger goes down. Nolu takes pre-fire shots. And that gives away their position. Icy finds Shoot This in between the hills, and Nolu shuts down one here. There's another trade on the other side, and the push is coming in. Dark Tidings down to just 2 on the lake as it's up to William Dunce and Kalanon, but Error 404 equally down to 2 as well. As another pickup comes in from Kalanon from the deep pocket side. Now another, as shots ring in over towards Nolu and don't quite connect. William Dunce about to push forward, but doesn't. Nolu has to prone their way out of being completely suppressed from a distance. A nice push, but ultimately not quite enough to root out all of Error 404. Icy is out of way too far away for a res. And so we're into this 2v2.
Nice.
Nolu getting heavily suppressed there. Fortunate enough that Hilltop denies enough vision. Will goes down to Cobra, but can't get the res. And now Nolu, recognizing how far away they are from objective, crashes back, making sure nothing fishy's going on because there is
Back, Toby J.
a little something fishy coming out of the lake. Kale and On will be looking for the attack from the west side. And Nolu has now set up to defend it. A C4 gets detonated. Oh no, what happened? Kale and Non detonated a C4? There's no way that what I think happened. Is that even possible? What I think happened, Chat, correct me if I'm wrong on this. I think there was a C4 placed, or... So, for clarification, it is the clicker of the C4 detonator the one that gets the kill, or does the placer... I imagine it's the one that clicks the trigger of the detonator. Gets attributed the kill. So I imagine there was a C4 placed at some point over on that side. And John had the detonator on their... Or whoever was dead over on that side, I think it was John, had their detonator on their body. And as they pillaged through the dead body, trying to find ammo or a syringe and discarding pieces, they picked up the clacker and accidentally triggered it and blew themselves up. I don't know otherwise how you kill yourself from a C4 unless you drop a grenade and that detonates the C4 and that kills you, but I don't know if the nade came out over there because we weren't over there. And so, what a weird circumstance to happen there, but either way, Dark Tidings gets shut down on their assault, and Error 404 stare down the barrel of Map Point if they can take a MARSOC round.
And then if somebody like calls pillboxes up, and I'll peek, and I'll do a couple quick ones. But yeah, I used to watch the lake. Now I watch that.
Back into it we go for round number 6.
Come back, boys. Yeah.
See how the defense sets up. Going on, certainly enjoying their time with a few songs to keep the mood lighthearted. Rest of the team on the rollout phase. It'll take a bit of time to get everybody into position, especially with the spawn. You're not going to see anything too aggressive. The duo here, though, going to work south. One right up the center and another way over into the north. And Nolu actually gets caught out. Levelon finds connection from a distance to get the first kill. And the Kaleanon finds the second.
Echo 1.
The
or
south
Echo 2.
push gets shut down. And some nice aggressive peeking. Snags Dark Tidings 2 right away. Arrow 404 not looking too hot on their potential map securing point here. Also, if you are enjoying the shots coming, Cobra catching a little bit
One
of the
by
heat.
ejected.
Anyway, like I was saying, if you are enjoying the action, there's going to be more of it in just a few minutes over on Onward_VRML2 on Twitch.tv. So you can catch that live, presented by Nomad. That is going to be Siren Snails and the Bad Batch. Could be a good matchup as well. We'll end up stopping by there after this one, I imagine. All about timing, though. And, well, it certainly has been a thorough and long, I wouldn't say long, but we've gone down to, well, I guess long. Yeah, sure. We've gone down to the final few minutes of almost every round. I think we had one, obviously one very fast round. Round 2 there, getting locked in by Arrow 404.
Smoke on the edge of the lake.
Still. Oh, Icy has an angle and connects with Love a lot from the distance up on the 2-story. More coming in from the south, trying to hit it from both sides. And after they've found that one kill up through the center, it's really opened up the lake for John to work forward. And so they're utilizing, again, that bit of dip in cover up against that lake side to keep themselves undetected by the rest of this Dark Tidings defense. And they can really get right up close to this squad. It's just a matter of confidence, and obviously we have the ability to see through walls. They don't, so that has to come into consideration. The amount of unknowns certainly is too risky for John to be pushing up.
I think I might have killed another one at the sniper tower on the other end.
I see almost finding another kill, but didn't. John still going to push up. Maybe now even a bit overconfident. If they work their way to the backside of this objective, they still have 2 more defenders there. Dark Tidings have done a good job of making sure that the objective space is well covered and not getting too aggressive off of their picks. Ooh, shoot this with a great line of sight. Able to shut down John trying to work their way up from this side. And now not just John.
He's behind the car. He's behind the car.
As Icy comes over to reinforce.
Hold on.
This duo really pinched down here. If I shoot this. William Dunce on the other side firing up through the center. And Error 404 are hitting it from multiple sides. As Cobra gets shut down. Up through the middle. It now comes down to the side push. Both John and Icy. And finally, shoot this goes down.
Yo. Okay, cool.
Rotation coming in from William Dunce to cover that side, but I'm only a minute left on the clock. John and Icy have to work forward.
You rotate. I'll set.
John gonna swing out. They're gonna try and pinch, but I feel like it would have been better for them to stack and try and push out from the side. Although Kalanon has a great line down onto Icy. Time is ticking. 40 seconds left on the clock. John is gonna go off onto the flank. 28 seconds left. Yeah, they have to go up to objective now. Icy makes the cross past Kalanon's vision, right past William Dunce, and is flying towards the objective as both teams throw utility and blind each other. John gets denied up through the center, but Icy's still alive and well, and they are sprinting to objective. Tablet out. Funshine has an angle on the toes, but are they going to look? They do. Icy's here, and they stop for the cap, and that's enough for the rest of the team to crash in. Not a lot of time left either. I don't think they had the time to punch in the code, but either way, we are all lined up even Steven for round number 7 coming up. A great map 1, and the series delivers. You know, second to last week of regular season, you're certainly going to see some stellar matchups, but wow, Dark Tidings are really, they're playing good right now. Everybody in I think the top 15, top 20 is pretty competitive. I think at any given moment, first place could lose to 15. I do think that's possible. It might be rare, but it's possible. Something I don't think I would have said even maybe 2 seasons ago. And so the overall skill level certainly has gone up of these teams at the top. And I love seeing the back and forth. I love seeing the advancement in the meta and these teams continue to evolve on what's been around for 5 years. It's what gets me so excited for finals, and it's why, well, this next round is pretty important for Dark Tidings because they can manage to secure at least a map. Oh, jeez. It puts them into an interesting space. The trouble is the objective we go to. This one is a doozy to cap on, and, well, maybe they'll just go for the kills. Either way, the box of death for round number 7 with Dark Tidings on the attack and Error 404 on defense. Nothing too aggressive out the front. Coming in from Error 404. Nobody up in the mountains looking for kills. Dark Tidings going to get a free pass up through the north. Sometimes teams will throw 1 or 2 out here early to deter this kind of push. But DT is going to have the freedom to work all the way up to Badger's door. And really, this defense is terribly risky. There are 4 potential entry points. They've got technically all 4 covered. There are 2 invested deep inside to cover this doorway and prevent entry to it from a further point. The rest of this defense, though, is 3v what could be 5 soon enough. Numbers can overwhelm, smokes, flashes, everything key in pushing out of these doors, but again, they can go into, they can find themselves in a tough spot if they're not careful. I do see on the overhead rotations coming in, though. One that maybe was far away could now potentially swing from the north. Tunnels, IC-19. Could be a late threat here. A risky play to make, but they feel confident off of the information they've gathered with the utility thrown from Dark Tidings that the spawn's both not south because they didn't run into any action in the tunnels, and with the flashes north, it's got to be up top. So IC is pushing. Shoot This is checking to make sure nobody's going to pop up and try and kill them, but how diligent can you be is the question. And oh my gosh, they have the right line. There's a potential double here, and there it is. IC picks up 2. A big double kill to deny the entire north side. That's going to throw off everything for Dark Tidings, and now Levelot not quite sure what the play is. But that shuts down the north duo. And now Levelot's going to actually back off. Retreat back over to William's side. Sunshine's trying to work up to the other entry point. They want to hit it from multiple angles.
You can hear him smacking them beautiful lips. Hear them cheeks flapping around when he's walking.
Oh, the shots come in, but don't connect. Will add a line, but couldn't find the kill. I see. Uh-oh, botch flash. You're going to work away over onto that north side. And Funshine just takes a little peek. Dips the nose in. They get a nade inside. Badger goes down. It opens up entry inside. William trades with 1 up through the center. Funshine flying around. Now no cover through that door as the aggressive play has come in from Icy. They're way off objective. Levelot connects with another. Badger goes down. And suddenly Error 404 are retaking. Cobra catches Levelot. Funshine still here at the other door. They're into a 1v2, and thankfully Icy's flank comes into fruition as almost a loss from Error 404 on defense. And we are done with map number 1. Their opponent's map taken from them. Now Error 404 have the freedom to choose into a space that they're most comfortable. That, of course, doesn't mean that Dark Tidings won't be comfortable there either. So we'll have to see what the choice is for map number 2, but for now we wait and analyze what was a stellar back and forth. And exciting. A little bit exciting, nonetheless. So, map 1. If that's what, again, you know, from here, you can see a few different things. Map 2 can be another 3-3, very easily, depending on where we go. But I've also seen big swings either side, and sometimes the map pick goes completely wrong. And, well, it didn't go wrong for Dark Tidings. They nearly got a W against the team that they're arguably the underdog against. And the unfortunate reality is they now go into a map where this team is, I would say, look at the stats. A pretty powerful comfort level on Downfall. Error 404, 80% win rate this season. They played it 6 times. Total round win percentage, 67%. So they're coming in to map 3, or map 2, excuse me, wow. Comfortable. Off of a big W on Snow Peak, but maybe one they didn't want to be so close. So now we get to see what DT throw out on Downfall. Look at Dark Tidings stats for the longest range map in the game. 5-3. Not bad. Only 1 loss more than Error 404 on the map. 52% win rate. Obviously less than Error 404, but again, stats don't determine everything. They are just a good indicator of why and what and where things are going to happen. Let me populate. Completely forgot. And I'm looking at rosters. No subs from either side. And so, obviously, with such a close series, both teams feeling confident in the 5 that they have and want to stay warm and go into the second map with a loose and ready mentality. Going to be tough for Dark Tidings to bounce off of a 3-4 loss. Sometimes those are the hardest pills to swallow. Sometimes they're the easiest. It really depends on the player that you are and how well you did in that series. I think everyone found some kills, though, so should be something that they can bounce back from. If Error 404 come in a little bit too confident here on Downfall, could be bad news for them. They could potentially throw away around here. Let's see. I had a hair in my mouth. That's the nature of being so hairy. It's everywhere. It's everywhere but the baritone of my voice. Into map number 2, round number 1. Dark Tidings on the defense, Error 404 on the attack.
NightFiree, if you're here, if you're enjoying your night.
Thank you, Shoot This. I certainly am. With this kind of exciting action, how could I not?
Okay, thank goodness.
Okay, thank goodness. I don't know if am I talking to you?
Northeast.
Wow, and look at this defense. William Dunce charging forward under a hail of fire. They know that the spawn is up here, and Will doesn't get past Badger. Error 404 set up into a bit of a horseshoe to deny this from happening. Nolu not able to find one on the hill. Into a 4-4 still. All out brawl here, though, in the long-range firefight. A lot getting dangerous on these. Looking at the percentages for last round, just before I give away the points. Dark Tidings, 59% of the votes. Error 404, 41. So maybe it's when I put up the vote, but either way, folks believing in Dark Tidings. That's
Center and South Bungalow clear.
There's still one on that Marshawk Hill. Careful. If he saw you,
Okay.
then you'll know my
But he
position too. Try and get to church. See if I.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, try and get to church, and see if you can draw his shots.
Okay. I'm just exposed from Center Hotel, which is bad.
Stay low. Stay low.
bit
like
of
J-Lo.
pre-fire on both sides. I say pre-fire, I just mean guesswork through the cracks and crevices in windows.
Hey, yo,
Badger and
I got a
Nolu's
fucking big
still
green
trying
plan.
to work their way
Yeah.
up.
What if you loop around from the house over there by the tank down there?
Left.
I can keep him busy.
Is there one Marsoc twins as well?
I don't know. That sounded like it.
Oh, and shoot this.
Mine's
Catches
another
IC
guy,
trying to rotate out across the street. There's a shot coming in from John onto the hilltop position as they cross. And Error 404 are down to 3.
Yo, the Marshall guy is not holding.
Nolu and Badger bounding their way forward on this side with cover fire, making it ever so close to Levelot. Question is, who does it make it easier for to find the kills then? Either way, Badger now finding a moment in time to get up into the tower. Can be a good threat onto a couple of positions if they choose. Levelots in particular may not be exactly safe any longer. Meanwhile, John still trying to get out of
It's clear for some reason.
the window here.
2 minutes left.
Looking at trying to push past, shoot this in the defensive window to advance forward. With the smoke coming out, that's not going to do anything. At least for John. As the rest of the offense works up again from the north side of the map. Levelot's actually in dark room, so an interesting position for them to take up where they will ultimately find a firefight in very close quarters. Especially if Badger pushes the outside window. They can dump some utility into it. Nades, anything really. Levelot certainly would be vulnerable. Kalen Naughton from White House has a bit of an overwatch position, though. Now Badger's a little bit concerned making this maneuver. The minute they make sound, the call out comes in, or at least the push pops up, and oh, Badger is going to look for the kill here. And they are going to find it. Now they have to quickly work away from this exposed position before they get tagged. Up into the 2-story they go, and in time before anybody finds them and connects with the kills. Shoot this still has a line up into this window. Meanwhile, closer to objective, Nolu advancing forward. They're right on objective corner. Smoke comes in. That's going to deny vision on everybody defending. A second smoke over the top to almost blind shoot this, but not quite enough. And after all that gunfire, Nolu goes down, and Badger up over the top goes down, and Dark Tidings prevent the cap attempt from Error 404 on their map pick to start the map. An interesting play, and I like the effort coming in from Error 404. Trying to go for the cap on their map pick after a win, and ultimately sort of giving up the potential of finding the kills they needed to get just 1 point. They really wanted to kick this off and I think demoralize the likes of Dark Tidings. which is certainly what they would have done if they started at 2-0. Their map pick up 4-3 after map 1, but it gets shut down with a diligent bit of suppressive fire through the smokes, a key element in denying caps through smoke, and Error 404 can't punch through. Only 2 kills, too, and so a tough round for the previous map champions. Either way, a good start for Dark Tidings, as they do put 1 defensive round on the board, and now we see what the assault looks like from them. Again, are they demoralized? I don't imagine they are now after a nice defensive hold, but still, will they be able to put together what they have been putting together on Snow Peak? Good coordinated attacks, attacking from all sides, just like Error 404 have on their assaults. Not that one, I suppose, outstanding. Even then, they did try and hit it from multiple angles, so, you know. Exciting stuff as we get back to it for round number 2. It's going to be a long spawn.
I don't think so. I mean, I'm not 100%, but I don't think so.
There's a spot there that's just fucking brutal, so I'm glad.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I remember we got rocked because of that one.
They're going to be able to get out of their spawn point relatively safe, though. That pre-fire is going to give away the spawn position. And so it's now up to the likes of Kalen On and William Dunce to connect from range and try and find Error 404 still setting up on defense.
1 in ravine, 1 in second floor OBJ room.
Callouts there from William Dunce down to the team, who is advancing quickly over from that east street. Already had pushed up there out of the crater spawn. Oh, and a bit of a sniper battle here.
Still someone North Hotel.
Between Icy, who's up on top, William Dunce. William finally drops off, and Icy pushes up to White House. No. Oh, takes fall damage, too.
I'm going to push up to 2 rocks.
A rotation that I would say isn't necessary is John is still over here defending. And they haven't found any action. I see the intended purpose of this. They want a higher angle down onto what is the cross, and they can't quite connect on it in time. They just get there, but are maybe a second or two too late from effectively setting up. The sound of that silenced gun almost seems like a bug to me. Like it's shooting, the audio is not silenced. Anyway, Badger
Heli bungalow dead.
from center finds one trying to push up to the 3-story. Aggressive setups here from Error 404 are in position to shut down Dark Tidings from really even setting up. Getting into the 3-story is a key element in assaulting this objective.
One is helicopter bungalow. He knows I'm here.
I'm just pushing Tally Bungalow as well.
Everybody focused in
I go to Heli
onto that cross down there. All of the comms feeding everybody the info they need to direct their attention right on top of the Dark Tidings assault. Shoot this. Seems to have somehow made it past the early detection points, though.
Oh no.
Peeks out and shoot this, realizing their mistake as they made it. Trying to push out right as those shots came their way. Not a mistake, but they just didn't know that there was a defender there and resigned to their fate, I think. Will driving the drone. That gets shot out of the sky. Information nonetheless, though. See how the rest of the team works off of it.
They got one in North Marsoc, 2nd floor.
Can't see through the scope, but they can, and they are trying to connect from distance here. And now a bit of return fire coming their way from the hilltop. A minute 30 left.
So they got one back by the hills by the rock.
Oh, and Kalanan goes down to Badger up through the center. It's all up to lone sniper William Dunce. They're going to find themselves out in the open and gunned down by a Badger zombie. Scoreline ties up yet again. And we'll take a brief look at the KDs. Shoot this in particular coming out. Solid bit of work there. First 2 rounds in the books, though, and, well, like I said, we could be on track for another 3-3 map, too. Also, while we have some time between rounds, a shout out to our sponsors. You've seen them across the screen. They are ProTube VR. Significantly enhance your aim in VR by grabbing yourselves a ProTube VR stock. There's a wide variety, a couple of different options for you to choose from. Different price ranges, including one that has haptic feedback if you want to feel recoil in VR while you shoot. They have the stock for you. I do recommend, again, checking out ProTube VR. HyperX coming in with fantastic headsets like the Cloud 2 wireless headsets, but as well as the HyperX Quadcast S, giving you this high-quality voice with no alterations. There's no software, anything at all being added to this mic and my voice that you're hearing now. It is just that good of quality. I really do like the HyperX Quadcast S, obviously with RGB functionality, so you can change the color when you feel. Also, VRML sponsoring, well, the VRML, contributing into the prize pool so that we can continue to help evolve and grow VR esports. And last but not least, VR Cover. They are a must-buy if you get a new VR headset, as they greatly enhance the comfort of any VR device you use. Face pad cushions for your headset. Really a must pick up. Do recommend, again, checking out VR Cover. I think if you do !VR Cover, get a link. Anyway, back into the action.
Oh, they saw me.
Shoot this, gets across, but not before getting identified by several different lines of sight and several shooters looking for this kill. Certainly a risky peek for Shoot This to take, so they're not going to extend too far out. Instead, stay patient and defend this objective. The rest of the defense tries to get up into early spots in the 3-story because they know that the spawn here has been the quick spawn, and it's a matter of shutting down that cross. Icy has managed to push up past a couple of lines of sight up onto that 3-story. Lovelott's there, almost catches them getting aggressive on the corner, but not quite. William Dunce could fly quick, but they would expose themselves, so they're not going to. A revive comes in behind Icy. And Icy has a lot of information. They can hear those shots from the White House. They know there's one bottom floor that's shooting at them. They know Shoot This's position. The only thing they don't know is that there's 2 in this 3-story house. shoot this. Peeks. Times it just right. And while no one's looking, finds one on that side of the street.
They have someone upper red somewhere.
2 hotel.
Shoot this. Still holding. Does actually not want to work off this angle. They're going to catch Icy on the edge, and shoot this is shutting down this push. Could have found another if they were looking, but they weren't. And for now, Cobra and Badger are going to survive. The question is for how much longer? 3:30 left on the clock, and they're going to go for a split, it seems.
Он прям в углу тут надо мной. Он на первом этаже, Дэн.
He's in front of this hotel.
Oh, and Badger snatches level up from the two-story. There's still one up in White House that has a line down onto that corner, but at least one kill to kick things off. Shoot this could be next up. Cobra can't get. Really though, William just being so quiet here. Even this is gonna be the rotation that kills him. They come into the doorway and down they go. William patiently waits and finds the kill, and now call up the Badger in a 1v4. Kill comes in finally, and Dark Tidings take themselves a 2-1 lead. A nice defensive hold. And they stay in this series, even though it's Error 404's map pick. Impressive, again, as they are ultimately the underdogs. And I mean, they continue to, for me at least, I wouldn't say surprise, but put up a good fight. As I would, you know, again, not even expect. If you look at the ranks, you would just think that Error 404 can take the series confidently, but it's just not been the case today. It's been a very hard-fought battle, and it's, for me, expected because, like I said, I think everyone at the top 15 is pretty close. Even though these are technically ranks 2 and 9 battling it out, we're still seeing a fantastic back and forth here, and well, we're not quite out of the woods just yet. Right in the meat of map 2, what could be a series decider if Error 404 can get some momentum. But we haven't had a round go untraded. And so as we swap sides, we mimic the spawn. Dark Tidings get the fast one. And they are actually laying down out of spawn. So they have hidden their spawn from Error 404. You can actually see if if an offense has spawn on this position, but if you start prone, you can avoid that early detection. So they did, and now it's a matter of staying silent but pushing and getting as much ground as you can before you're kind of trapped here. A little bit of early utility tossed out to deter an aggressive rollout from Dark Tidings. And there is the drone coming out. Shot down.
Drone is done lifting.
Error 404 are set up to aggressively shut down an advancement up through the middle here.
There's one behind lower dumpster, at least.
Yeah.
5 seconds to go. Could have ran inside.
Free here. Look at the overhead, get an idea of where the rest of the squad is. One trying to push in from the corner, and one over here on the edge. William Dunce.
He might have got behind the building. There's one peek in the
guarding that
objective
street.
building, west side.
Preventing any cross out there on the corner to the other side of the street. Icy, though, is in a pretty advanced position, and that's a big trade. For Kale and them, Icy to trade, it allows Dark Tidings to keep working up on the south side. Excuse me, not the south, the west side. Never eat soggy waffles.
One on the roof of Center Hotel.
Oh, as soon as that gets identified, several lasers dial into the rooftop, waiting for Cobra to take another peek. Cobra catches William going for the res, of all things. A risky res to take. While that's happening, the trio works up to the 3-story. They have the task, of course, of entering in and breaking through this defense. John ready and waiting to catch ankles. Cobra still on the roof. They need support from the rest of this team. John is here, waiting for the push to come up, and ultimately defending Cobra from that being picked up on the roof. But now Care Bear pushes in. Badger finds one on that street.
The two of us, I got the one.
They're catching some heat
yeah, he's
from
the
the likes of
quarterback of the
Funshine,
objective.
though, and we are into a 2v2. Dark Tidings so close to having a 2-round lead, and it'll be the first one of the series if they can find it.
The bottom.
Error 404 just waiting for the push to come through, though. Badger actually getting aggressive, and that costs them their life. Nolu is alone on objective, defending with 2 minutes left. The not so ideal spot to be in. Of course, they're only against 2, but do they know that? Do they have an accurate kill count? That is the question. Free entry. Way up to objective. And I don't know if Nolu forgot where the objective was, because I did. It was not up there. Nolu wasn't even on objective. I just assumed with their defensive position that they were defending what was an objective placement here, but the objective wasn't even there. And I don't know if Nolu forgot, because I did, and there just was no coverage around objective space. Maybe they didn't check tablet, I don't know. But they were the only one alive, and Dark Tidings walked right up to the objective and cap. And what I said with how we can get kind of crazy on the scores happens. Dark Tidings take Error 404's map pick 4-1 with a cap. And I didn't even see it. Apologies to you, chat. We just watched the defender miss the cap. But still, a crazy series, a crazy map 2. Map 3 takes us to quarantine, and that's no surprise. I think the second most played map from Dark Tidings next to Snow Peak. Now, of course, map pick and stats don't mean everything. Case in point, Dark Tidings lost Snow Peak. They win Downfall, and now, who knows what's going to happen for map number 3. Either way, that is surprising to end Downfall like that. I thought we were surely locked in to a back and forth. But just a error in communication, I'm not sure. But certainly a nice cap. And, well, Dark Tidings go on attack for map number 3. Error 404 on the defense. And it's anybody's game. Again, a huge opportunity for Dark Tidings, especially now that they've created a bit of a gap in the scoreline. Granted, it's only 2 points total, or technically 1 point total. Or is it 2 points? Hold on. 2 points. Do the math. Quick math. 2 points is their lead right now, and well, that's nice for what it has been a close back and forth. They want more. And map 3, the series decider, going to give them an opportunity to get a lot more. If they can snag this W, it's going to be big. Going to push them very close to the top 7 right when it matters most. They are certainly making a run and getting into that, or avoiding, I should say, the Challenger Cup Series. And we may actually see a sub as Error 404 wait for their 5th to pop in. Maybe just a quick tech reset, but either way, it comes down to this quarantine map. And quarantine, dig into the stats. I think we talked about it for Dark Tidings, second most played map. Snow Peak actually was their 5th most played map. I was wrong when I said it. Most. Anyway, quarantine 7-5 this season with a 71% win rate, 63% rounds won. A very solid bit of performance going on there on quarantine, but also not unbeatable. So we're looking at the likes of Error 404. See that. Let me just look at the stats over on VRML.com/onward/teams. Quarantine is also their second most played map. So yes, we are just going to keep doing what we've been doing. And at this stage, there's not really a big weak point for these teams. They all are skilled on all of these maps. They understand them thoroughly and have put in the time and practice. And again, just digging through chat, I appreciate all of you stopping by and hanging out. T-Gentleman 15, Crazy Dave, Destroyer 142, Wicca Wicca, Emi Kosik. Some familiar faces. Tuning in again and again. Paradox VR 69 also. Again, the shout out for that Prime sub earlier. We also had a few more follows and another sub come in from Too Old to Game. So a big shout out to you, Too Old. Thank you so much. You're not too old to game, dude. You're just the right age. Think about that. It should be just the right age to game. Consider that name change, dude, because that's what I think. Anyway, thank you for the sub. I do appreciate you. And again, thanks for those follows from the folks that did hit that follow button. Squishy, Warshi, and Jamsman 800. Some real quality names there as well. And there it is. We have our 5th, and I just shouted them out. Amikasik coming in for Error 404. They have been sitting and watching, listening, and observing the entire series. They're coming in with a little extra knowledge, a little bit of a fresher perspective on the series, and could be a key element in resetting Error 404 and their mentality here. What that reset looks like is the big question mark, as we do wait to get in to map number 3. But no more waiting as we kick it off for the series decider, round number 1, map 3.
Oh, fuck. Are you gonna wear like a?
We'll talk about it in 10.
So behind AC, give a call. I'm with you.
Oh, alright. I thought you were gonna be in Burning.
You said coming.
Oh, no, it's fine. Yeah. Which one?
Cobra and IC staying together. They're going to be double stacking the 4-story. Looking for any early rotations across the street. At least that's what Cobra's on the hunt for. They won't find any, though. If you look at the overhead, the spawn coming in from that far northeast corner. And so they're staying in cover, not crossing out too early. Going to be a patient rollout for Dark Tidings, which is pretty smart. After having a successful 4-1, they are going to stick to the pace and pattern that's worked for them on attack so far. That, of course, might not work out on a map like Quarantine, as John gets into this 3-story position because they've taken so much time and is able to deny advancement. Not impossible to avoid. Have to go deep around the north side.
He's going up on the roof. He's dropped into 3rd story of crash. 3rd story of crash. He's behind one of the pillars.
What we're looking at here is Kalanon driving the drone. We don't see them driving the drone, but they are with that tablet. And while they do, calling out information to the rest of the team. And so with that, William Dunce continues their advancement along the north side. And it's going to come down to how I think the north rotation works out. I don't believe they're going to be able to invest successfully any pushing into that south side, especially with how Error 404 is set up. And it's really now just a question of if they recognize that they've funneled this team over to this side and react accordingly, because really it's going to be a lot of aggression onto the hands of Cobra and Icy if they're not careful. And once you take control of this building, that objective is not easy to recontrol. They actually would have pretty weak coverage of the objective itself. Certainly a gap here for Dark Tidings to find a potential second cap this series. And while I say that there's that gap, it can also quickly become closed if the likes of that flanker way over on the east decide to pinch down into the objective space. A lot of things could happen quickly. That's the nature of Onward and the nature of a good assault. As suppressive fire starts to come in over the top towards the likes of Cobra, and then some blind fire towards the objective. Lovelot nearly goes down trying to look for action there. Ooh, and Badger catching a little heat as they try and cross out. Kalanon runs out of ammo. Not sure what, but either
I got
way,
impact.
back and forth we go here. William Dunce has worked all the way out. It gets past Icy's line of sight. And now Will can go for that long rotation. Icy, recognizing they can't see, this shifts back to the objective coverage. Quite a interesting approach here from Dark Tidings. Oh, and what a great snap from Icy to shoot this in the hallway. Levelot puts 2 rounds into that corner, but doesn't connect. Icy is going to push up, try and get some grenade, the flash over towards Levelot's side, but I don't think that goes far enough. After hearing those shots, they try and redirect the nade. I think they just barely avoid blinding themselves, and as they get too aggressive, William catches the kill over the top. Now, Error 404 are down to just 3, and Levelot gets scooped up from Josh up on the rooftop as they do shift over to the south side, where arguably Error 404 were stronger on their defensive hold of the objective. William Dunce, alone in their efforts, with a minute 15, has to take out 3 Error 404 defenders. Pillar, not enough coverage.
Last guy's a rooftop.
Will realizes now they're talking to themselves, and well, they are essentially being deterred from attacking with John peeking and prodding up here on this roof. No real safe play for William Dunce. They're going to try and rotate. Cossacks there. That pillar saves them this time. Quick reload, and John's not going to peek up off of the roof. With 30 left, maybe now they will. Who knows when they're going to, as William seemingly wants to challenge them. Can they get there in time? 24 seconds left. They're going to go up to the roof. John tucks in, and they're looking for a fight as they rotate around. John just avoiding detection here. Playing ring around the Rosie. Cossack goes down over the top, and John's court on the corner, and what a great attempt from William Dunce to clutch that round. The exact right play, with John playing games with them right in front, but ultimately not enough. And Error 404 take a round, but just barely. Yeah, this is Quarantine, and map 3, just like the rest, a great battle back and forth. Just really impressive to see the reactions of these teams, the quick snaps, the decision making. It's, you know, clearly high level stuff, and these players and teams clearly have a substantial amount of experience and knowledge. Comes out, rabid animals out there. That's animal fans.
Okay, don't give me no shit.
I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. Into it we go for round number 2.
So Moscow, you shoot all of them. I love it.
Fuck all the night. They're not dying for me.
You got some last round.
Ooh, early picks, early shots, nothing confirmed. Funshine sees
Roger.
the cross,
No, it was
identifies
a
the spawn.
road spawn.
And you can see the defense reacting off the information with now Levelot getting into the basement. Are they going to get there in time as Badger and Cobra are here? Toes detected. Head gone. Cobra up next on the hit list, but is Levelot aware that they're behind the white car is the question. They try and get some utility out, but that made not over the top. Be of no assistance to them as they stay in the darkness. More and more enticing.
2. Killed 2.
And there is 2 down. Vis-a-vis Levelot in the basement. It leaves us with the south approach upstairs. We got IC Deep here, John, and Emmy Cossack still sort of close to the likes of Levelot, and I wonder if Levelot's going to continue their aggressive playing here and try and challenge anybody up onto this top floor. Cossack
basement.
recognizes this and is calling out the rotation from Levelot. But Error 404 do not have a solid Marsoc round start here, and they are seemingly trying to reset things as John comes back to maybe challenge Levelot or at the very least support Cossack. 4:20 left on the clock, though, and, well, the trio is still technically in their spawn. Just a little bit of guesswork coming out here. Oh, John almost got team killed there. I see. Cossack was not ready for John to rotate back there, and maybe John didn't know Cossack was there, because now they recross a street that is arguably pretty dangerous to cross. And well, for now, everyone lives. Levelot redirects their defensive positioning to the corner, but their head is exposed around the middle of the street.
Yeah, he's on the stairs. I'm watching.
Icy's covering one angle, but there are several being taken here. Levelot is identified in the middle of the street. That bit of aggression not paying off. Now John makes the entry. Funshine has worked off of the 2-story, though, trying to throw off the knowledge that John has. It's a matter of how the duo pushes into this building. If Icy's ready for Funshine to be holding this late angle. If they're split. There, down they go. The pop-up over to John. No one detected. Kalanon catches Cossack. And just like that, John's alone in a 1v4 on the assault. Dark Tidings looking to shut down Error 404 on the offense here. Great flash. Gonna deny vision. And Funshine does push up. Ready for the drop shot, but not ready for the fly out. And Funshine doesn't connect. A minute 30 left, a 1v3 for John to try and clutch it up for Error 404. Not quite out of the woods just yet. And a powerful position. Scooped up here by John. They can take a lot of angles. Get a lot of potential picks here from the rooftop. Oh, and there's the 2-story battle.
Hospital roof, hospital roof.
Coming in from Kalanon. More shots from William Dunson.
I got him.
John's not able to escape the watchful eye of Dark Tidings trio left alive. We get all tied up one apiece. And, well, here's your KDs for 2 rounds. John really doing well. William Dunce standing out. Both teams, I wouldn't say relying on one shooter, but certainly getting a lot of aid from one shooter. Round number 2 takes us to the tank objective. here is the overall scoreline on the afternoon. A great back and forth, but a powerful downfall. And, you know, it's at this stage that things can go wrong for either side, really. But once teams get comfortable on their map or unique plays can come out. This objective can be capped with a good smoke dispersal. Not exactly an easy defend. And so, even though the objective is kind of in the open, there still is ways to lock this one in. And obviously, neither team wants to have what happened on Downfall happen to them. So, cap's not going to be an easy element here. Really comes down to the defense, how spread they are, and how diligent they are paying attention. If there's going to be any mistakes, you don't want them to happen. Map number 3 when the series is on the line. But hey, that's when they happen sometimes. Sometimes it's the opposite. It's when teams succeed the most. Anyway, it's all fun and games for us here. It's real intense onward action for those in it as we get back to the gameplay. Round number 3. Early drone detected. Cossack giving away their defensive rollout. And interestingly enough, Cossack's able to determine the spawn point simply from where the drone is. They know the drone can't get there before... It's impossible for the drone to be there unless they spawn there at that time. And with this information, look at how Error 404 aggressively set up their defense, almost going on the hunt and surrounding the offensive setup.
I can see it from this side. I can see the best thing from this side.
I see in John with the 3-story line. There's going to be no easy cross here, especially up through the middle. Sometimes this goes uncovered, but in this case, Error 404 are well set up for it.
That's it. Making me fucking lay down.
What is that? Kind of. Where is the... Do they have anybody watching towards objective? It doesn't even seem like it. Cossack is. But ultimately, it's a pretty far forward... Oh, no. Defense, and that's a team
Fucking
kill.
killed the friendly like an idiot.
Happens. Especially when the pressure's on.
I think I killed that guy until
Another kill from Cossack here. Turns it into a 5v3, excuse me.
I killed.
I was still center.
Alright, I'm gonna back out of here and I'm gonna take hospital.
Yep, I might go with you, bud.
I have to see if this rotation works out because they are pushing into the defense here, although they don't know it. There's 2 stacked up in this hospital building. And there goes William. I see finds that kill over the top of the crates. Nice little slice for them. Dark Tidings down to just 2. Level-Ots getting pushed as they look for a long angle onto the 3-story. As soon as they cross out, Cobra finds the kill. Punchshine completely surrounded in the center now, wondering what the play is here. I think it's to just play stealth and try and prone up to the objective. You have really nothing to lose. And maybe everyone else will be getting too aggressive to check those lines of sight. But it's going to be very hard to root out what is a defense that has this attacker surrounded. As soon as Funshine tries to push out, they take a hit. Zombies there and waiting, but they can't quite get the angle until they finally work their way up to the top. Error 404 now have the lead. In addition, they set themselves up into a similar position that Dark Tidings found themselves on Downfall, where they are up 2-1 and going into their Marsoc round, where a cap locks it in 4-1. Like I said, with this kind of objective placement, anything is possible. And looking forward to seeing how the rest of this final map rolls out. You only get the series deciders here on VRML. And I always love these kinds of scenarios where it all comes down to this. No ties, none of that. It's all on this final round. We will find a winner today, and the big question, of course, is who that will be as we wait for the round number 4 to get underway. And again, Error 404 looking at potential map point, series point at that. They can push up for a cap. I wonder if Dark Tidings play defense accordingly and actually maybe over-defend the objective space. You did see there with Error 404, getting aggressive actually set them up quite well to defend the push. They were nowhere near objective, but had set up instead in front of the objective to completely encircle. If at any point they started to lose edges or any part of that defense, I think it could have been bad news. Either way, we go back into the action and we get to see how Dark Tidings defend as we kick off map number 3, round 4.
Oh, mine. That one wasn't good.
Some defensive smokes coming out. None of them are good, though, and they don't deny the vision that they're hoping for. Dunce gets across, but takes a couple of rounds to do it.
They got the south.
With this rollout as well, both Icy and John work up into the 3-story, and this information is known, but not soon enough. Funshine goes down. More shots come in over the top from Kalanon. Those don't connect. And while they're pushed up here, more aggression coming in from Lovelot, way over on the other side as well. And so this team getting kind of relegated to the south side. A similar defensive setup, but not exactly as strong in the south as Dark Tidings, I think, work their way over here. Looks like Lovelot does pause the aggression and now waits for the offense to come to them.
One sitting on the white car.
Oh, and Cobra identifies that position. Nades come in over the top. Cobra drops back, but they are full flashed, and Lovelot plays that beautifully.
Echo 1, Echo 1.
A great shutdown of aggression, but maybe a bit of an overcommitment. A trade up top nets them a 1 for 2, and ultimately a positive exchange for Dark Tidings. Evens it up 3-3. The trouble, of course, is they lose cover over in the north now. All they have is Kalanon. And ultimately, their objective defense isn't terribly strong. They are all, well, spread thin and looking for picks at this stage, except for one on objective. And fortunately enough, this Error 404 offense is really not positioned to attack the objective at all. It is instead just a bit of guesswork coming in. I see pre-firing over onto that hill in case anyone decides to peek up. Suppressive fire maybe would be the better word.
Wait, is that just a meek up there?
Clear the north side. Clear the north side, He's at the barrels. He's at the barrels.
Kalanon gets identified. There's a rotation coming in. And it looks like Emi Kosik potentially. It has paused briefly. Icy is meanwhile pushing up towards objective. Got identified by Shoot This as they crossed out to the ambulance. Kalanon tries to push up, and Mikasik connects there over on the north. It's now down to 2 from Dark Tidings. Error 404 Close to pushing this up 3-1, but not quite there. Oh, and Cossack maybe could have or almost took shots onto William there, but Icy said that they were. I wonder if they. I don't know what the play is here. Smokes are coming in, so it looks like it's going to be a cap attempt, and they are some good smokes on to shoot this as position. If William Dunce, for any reason, doesn't watch the objective side, it could open up a route. More smokes come in. IC-19 trying to deny vision. They make it across. Through the smoke they go and can't connect with another shot there. Shoot this deep in the smoke themselves. Extends out in front of it and looks for the kills. They go down. William Dunce is still alive. I thought they had gone down in a trade. And so now Will has to crash back to objective. Cossack's pushing in from the corner. Shoot this is up and now down. No radio comms coming in there. I think Cossack has to beat the corner there and challenge what is a great position from William Dunce. And as they push out, we're into the 1v1 battle. Can William clutch this with 1:30 left? They relocate. John still up on the roof. They're running out of time. Interesting rotation coming in here with 30 seconds left. John has no time for this long swing. It is going to come down to the final 5 seconds. That's if they sprint to the objective, and they're not doing that. Time's going to run out. Error 404. Not going to be able to push this up 3-1. Maybe it will come down to 5 seconds. Yep, it is. It's going to come down to the final 5. Williams in the corner. John has rotated here. Williams doesn't see it with 2 seconds left.
Good timing, bro. Good timing.
John Cat takes the kill. Says good timing. Barely. With 2 seconds on the clock, he manages to get the angle and find the kill. That was a big gamble, and it just barely paid off. I mean, you can't time a rotation better than that. Well, or closer. Crazy. Oh, I thought for sure they would not have the time for that, and well, that rotation really pays off. Completely cut out that final defender, and now they're looking at map and series points. We go to an objective that is hard to defend, however. One that has several sneaky spots to cap on, and really is vulnerable to a variety of potential, I wouldn't say mistakes, but gaps in coverage. We'll have to see how the start goes for the likes of Dark Tidings. But maybe an opportunity will present itself for them to go for the cap here and tie this 3-3. Either way, Error 404 have got to be feeling good. On Dark Tidings' map pick, they managed to take a 2-point lead. Especially after losing Downfall 4-1. They don't want to suffer a heavy loss, especially against a team 8 ranks lower than them. 7, excuse me. I can't do math. And so the next round we go. To see what Dark Tidings put out on their attack and to see how Error 404 try and lock in this series on this round number 5.
I was born angry. Can you not? Don't you have a backup power?
The northeast spawn coming in for Dark Tidings. It seems that Air 404 are spread out and ready to defend this approach. They have one down here in the south 3-story, one over in the north 2-story. 2-story, excuse me. And, well, they're taking the height advantages and holding down a good portion of the map. The only thing that they're really not watching is actually the south, where Will and Shoot are rotating in. John now has coverage here, and it's just a touch too late as Will is able to get across their line of sight and be a potential threat to them later. They do redirect their focus onto Will. They will also potentially not tag Shoot this, who does also make it across. In the meantime, Badger Zombie on a aggressive rotation. A very, very risky play to make. Something you almost never see at a high level. To go this far away from objective, it is sometimes a death sentence. And really an opportunity for Dark Tidings to push the 4v5. But as I say that, Badger connects with one. The nade catches another on the top, and Cobra snags one onto the bottom floor. Dark Tidings down to 3 with one Resible on the roof. And that flank play, not so risky anymore, as the rest of Dark Tidings hasn't quite worked their way up to the objective space. Oh no, a team kill! Oh wow!
Wait, I killed Icy? No way.
The flank does not pay off. Causes a bit of confusion amongst the team, and Cobra is able to connect with their own. 3-3 now. That res on the roof not coming in. This is going to stay a 3-3. Dark Tidings still very much in this round.
If I'm looking at, I'm trying to see. I might have missed the flank, but I'm looking that way.
Oh, and what a
He's
great
on top
flash
of the
from
roof. If you
Cobra.
can shoot him coming out, I'd appreciate it.
That has to be rolled onto Levelot, but can't quite find it. The call-out's likely coming in from John on the 3-story of Care Bear's movements. And Cobra still can't quite connect, as they know there's one on both sides. They know Funshine's on their side, and they know Levelot's close here. It is a lot of pressure, and certainly causing a lot of commotion from Cobra on the defense. And now they won't be able to find Levelot. Cobra has actually done an interesting bit of a swing here to the other side of this 2-story, and they find Funshine caught out. There's a quick refrag from Kalanon deep in the north, and it keeps things tied and even 2-2. Gonna come down to the north duo, working their way up and eventually attacking the likes of Cossack and Icy. But look at Icy is really the only element defending this objective. Levelot could push up, tag Icy, and have a cap before Cossack has any chance of rotating around. They're fortunate enough that so far that doesn't seem to be the intention from Dark Tidings. They seem to be focused on gaining more control of the full entirety of this west side. That is not easy, because again, Cossack can hold this corner from several different angles. At the same time, Cossack has to cover several different angles themselves. So they are running and rotating, and ultimately not in a stable, silent spot, so Kalanon may be able to hear some information soon. Cossack heard footsteps from Kale. Kale heard the comms from Cossack. Levelot, meanwhile, still rotating in. And maybe they'll connect with Cossack here. If they continue to rotate, they could catch Icy prone inside the objective space, but either way, objective capping is not going to be an easy task here now. And they are pushed for time. 27 seconds left. They have to move. Level-Out rotating around. This is heard by both Cossack and Icy. You can see a lot of attention dialed in there. Cossack goes down, and Kalanan is not aware of the time constraint that they have. They are playing it too slow, looking for the picks. They don't have the right objective placement. They think the objective's underneath them.
No! No!
But it's not. And that's the series. Error 404. Take the final round off of time and take the series just like that. 7-2 for John, 8-4 for William Dunst, 2 standout shooters respectively in the series. But wow, what a stellar bit of back and forth coming in here from these two teams. So much fun to tune into, and couldn't have asked for a better matchup at this stage in the season. Crazy stuff. 3-3 for map 1, 4-1 for the final 2 maps. I mean, take notes, do your research. These two teams put on a show today, and I am happy to have broadcast it for some Friday night action. I'm going to take a quick look here at the other live streams, because we do have potentially a few. I want to check if have Onward _ VRML no, not underscore. Onward _ VRML 2. We'll see if they're still live, because there is action over there now, hosted by Nomad, and it is, so you're not done yet. Still got more VRML ahead of you. We'll host you right over to the OML2 channel, and you can keep on enjoying some Onward action. I don't know how much longer they have in that series, but either way, that is where we are headed right after this. Again, a shout out to our sponsors, ProTube VR, VR Cover, HyperX, and of course VRML, contributing into the prize pool and promoting the VR Master League and helping its growth and spreading VR esports to all that enjoy it. Quick shout out to all you fine folk tuning in, and a reminder that we're going to more action as we wrap up here. And that's what we're doing. My name is Ben NightFiree with 2 E's. I do appreciate you all stopping by. Until next time, which is Saturday, 6 p.m. PST right here. Tomorrow, don't go, well, you can go places, but actually don't go anywhere. Stay here and stay classy.